Georgia is a country that feels like a European place, yet it is actually located in Asia and right below Russia. It used to be part of the USSR and therefore has had a lot of Soviet influences. In its way of architecture, in the style of many monotone apartment blocks on the outskirts, the Russian language that was mandatory in schools is still taught nowadays, the food influences being able to find borscht more easily, and the many monuments reminding you of its iron past. Today I am hiking to the top of a hill where I'll visit the Chronicles of Georgia, one of the Soviet monuments that you can find here. First, taking the metro out of the city center, which only costs 1 lari per ride. Immediately as you get to this different neighborhood, it has quite a tranquil feel, like a calm area. For lunch, I found a place that made a vegetarian pizza to the request without cheese and looked incredible. From here on, the walk carries on to make it to this monument.
So right now I'm trying to make it up to the Chronicle of Georgia monument. I don't think I'm taking a very touristic route to get up there, but what do I know? I just follow Google Maps after all. Metro station was not even marked with an English name, but yeah, the scenery is kind of crazy here. And it's really hot to go uphill. I probably should have used Bolt, but it's an adventure. And look at the view here. It's absolutely crazy. It really feels like the middle of nowhere, even though you can see the city in the distance. They're even building or constructing a new church here, which is really random. It looks like another Orthodox church. And from the distance we can see the Chronicles, or the Chronicle of Georgia.
I've made it to the foot of the monument. The name of this monument, the Chronicles of Georgia, refers to the story of Georgia. There are 16 pillars between 30 to 35 meters tall, the top half featuring kings, queens, and heroes, the bottom half depicting the story from the life of Christ.
The 3000th anniversary of Georgian statehood and 200th anniversary of Christianity dissemination. So right now behind me you can see the Chronicle of Georgia monument. It's actually a Soviet monument that was never finished because they started constructing it 5 years or 6 years before the fall of the Soviet Union. So yeah, all panels about Christ, and then above panels of the kings and the queens and the heroes.
Behind the monument is where you'll find a grapevine cross of Saint Nino. She was a saint who preached Christianity in the Kingdom of Iberia and led to the Christianization of which now is modern-day Georgia, together with a small chapel that was unfortunately not open. At the back you can also see some of the brutalist Soviet architecture that is a far cry from the charming European feel in the main city. But the view is really interesting. At the other side you can see the big lake, which is called the Sea of Tbilisi. From the monument you can make your way down to that place.
And now making it from all the way up there, it's so steep here to just go to the Sea of Tbilisi. And it's not a sea, it's actually a lake, but they call it a sea because it's so big. And it's still at an okay hour, so it should be pretty cool to see. Well, that's also one way to come up to a human, just falling flat on its side and rolling over and playing dead. What are you doing, Dogo? Eh? He's pretty cute. cute. But you're dirty. That too. So much dirt in your fur.
I arrived at the beach of the Sea of Tbilisi. It wasn't as busy as normal warm weather perhaps. I could easily imagine this beach very full during good weather in a later season. There was also a brief meeting with a cute stray dog. In Georgia, there are a lot of stray dogs. Attacks against humans are very rare. Most of them are very friendly and have been tagged with colorful chips on their ears. At the lake there are also several boat rentals. I ended up renting a boat. The two men that were renting it only spoke Georgian and Russian, which led to a really funny interaction since my Russian is pretty poor. I had trouble understanding whether it was 40 or 50 lari for an hour, before finally halving 50 lari to 25 for half an hour.
Are you sure this is a good idea?
The view from the lake was beautiful, as I struggled with the boat, which seems to have an appetite for getting stuck several times, twisting the wrong way. The breeze and fresh air were also a very welcome addition.
Well, I suppose there are worse ways to spend your Wednesday afternoon. Even though I already had a leg workout, so this is not very useful.
So this goes to show what you can do in outer neighborhoods in Tbilisi. The city has a lot of good content, so it is worth to explore a lot more than only the city center. It was time to go back to the city center though. When I was there, Uber wasn't available, so I ordered a Bolt taxi to get back. Bolt is very efficient, quick and cheap. Oftentimes for short rides back to the accommodation in the city center, the app only charges me 4 lari for example. I never paid with credit card and I never got asked for a higher fare. So the drivers using this app are most often very honest people, which makes the rides very comfortable. After getting back to the center, I went to a restaurant that is literally called Vegan Place. Having some type of bowls which were a bit small and expensive, the taste was alright. One of the lucky things about Tbilisi is not only the high amount of vegan food, but also the fact that often you will be able to find dishes including plant-based meat, cheese and milk. The most noteworthy being the recreation of vegan eggs. My favorite restaurant is called Chapana and they make a vegan kachapuri. This is a Georgian bread that often is filled with cheese and sometimes an egg. I have also had a mushroom one at a more traditional restaurant. They actually recreate a vegan egg and still keep the price low at about 4 euros for this bread. I often went to this restaurant since I stayed close to Marinishvili metro station, from which it is very convenient to explore the city. They also make Korean dishes and a Central Asian dish called samsa, a dough triangle filled with vegan meat. So this is definitely a place that you wouldn't want to miss out on if you are vegan. After dinner I also stopped by the bakery again.
And in fact, Georgia is so vegan friendly, I even ended up buying just a full cake. Because all the samago items are vegan friendly in the bakery. And it's just so beautiful for 9 quids. And so big. Just not the same that we would get in Western Europe. And I love it.
I hope this video will help to inspire people to go travel to Georgia. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next vlog.